X, there we go. And we're alive. Woo! Sorry. Let me just see if we definitely are. Oh my gosh, I'm 2 out of 2. Woo! We're there. All right. Hello, everyone. It's lovely to see you all. Just a heads up, we are, like every week, we are recording this on YouTube and Facebook, so you can pick and choose which one you want to go on. It can be on both. It's up to you. Oh, hi Debbie on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, and hello Sandra and Dee and Di on Facebook. I'm sorry if I haven't said hello to you. Sometimes the comments do take a little bit of time to get onto the platforms, but that's okay. So tonight we are doing a little bit of stencil work, but the main thing that we're going to be focusing on is what happens when we mix our watercolors with alcohol inks. Because I did have a few questions at the craft show about what happens with it. I haven't done a class on this before, which I was quite surprised about. So, and I did look all the way through all of my classes and went, I'm sure I've done something on this. No, I have not. So we're going to focus on that mainly tonight, just so that you can see the difference of what happens. Oh, hello, Tash. And yeah, hopefully all of you guys aren't getting the playback that I am on my video. I'm really hoping Q phone is, someone's phone's been not working, which is great. Don't know. Oh, look, the lights. Oh, there we are. All right. Oh, and hello, Pam. I saw Pam at the craft show for the first time on the weekend. It's great. It's great to put names to faces. Oh, hello, Cheryl. Oh, yes. Today was an excellent day. We got some goodies in the mail. Not our palettes, but some important goodies that you'll get to see on our roundup video tomorrow. Which is excellent. That'll be tomorrow morning at goodness knows what time. Whenever the roadshows get organised, which could be anywhere between 9 and 3. Hey, Dad?
Yeah. Oh, no. We have a dedicated time schedule of getting there when we get there.
Right, so I'm just putting out some gesso because we are going to prime one of our pages today. We're going to prime this page here, and we're not going to prime this one here. So it was lovely to meet you too. And we're going to so then you can see what happens when you have a prime layer, when you don't. I realize that half the time I do these techniques, I'm like, well, if you had a prime layer. So we are going to take the time to prime a page today.
Do we need a heat tool?
No, it'll be fine. It's quite hot. I'm not wearing a jacket.
I could find a heat tool if we need.
Okay, well, we'll see. You might be going for a mad hunt later on. In Runland today. Sorry, I'm just trying to find. Yeah, I'm just trying to find my big paintbrush, which has gone missing.
We're kind of missing lots of stuff after the weekend.
It's like sanity. Yes.
We're doing just, it's a week since we did setup. Thursday.
I don't need to be reminded of that, Dad. I've got my own problems. Oh, hello, Sandy. Hello, Marie. Hello, Mary.
Oh, Mary got a pizza box today.
Yay! Right, so here we go. We're going to start priming our page. So let's come along, and I'm using a flat edge paintbrush, and that's because it will just put the gesso on just a little bit easier. And it also guarantees me that I'm going to get less brush strokes, and that's because the flat edge just comes along. Makes it a little bit flat. I am trying to show you that. I don't know if you can see that with the video camera. You can see it with the eye, but video camera, not so much. So we just come in with about that much, and we spread, and we spread, and we spread. And so you see no brush strokes. Sometimes a lot of people think that, well, I see a lot of YouTube videos I don't know if people actually think this, that if you keep adding medium, you'll get rid of the brush strokes that come up.
Did
Um,
I say that out loud?
that's not how it works. You get brush strokes because your mediums are too thick. So if you don't want the brush strokes, you just have to keep spreading. Just keep spreading. Just keep spreading. I'm going to get done one day for these links I do. Right, the eye. So we're just going to come in, spread it all out. I know I am a little bit behind with editing some of the videos to make sure you guys have photos for them. I will get there. That's this weekend's job, so just a heads up. It's been a little bit busy. Okay, there we go. And we have our page, which is priming now. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to use our stencils with some watercolor. And I'm just going to use these stencils at first just to get like a base layer, so then we don't just have, like, you can just do this with a watercolory type thing, but I ain't into simplicity, as we all know. So I'm going to switch over my paint tubs for my clear one. And I think what I'm going to come and do is, I've got my Art by Marlene Hibiscus stencil that I'm going to use. Because I went for a bit of a search. Well, I actually had to clean up my area this afternoon. It took me a good 20 minutes to clean my area up, because someone decided to dump a whole bunch of paint products on my desk.
Say KFC.
Oh, hello, Di. Oh, Diane, I'm so sorry. Dad, you want to answer Mary there?
Hang on, man. Probably have a chat. Hang on, Mary. I'm coming.
Oh, look at that. Scribe is paying Riddle's attention.
People trying to buy retreats and it's saying our shipping isn't working. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
Trying to fix that. What are the next two retreats called, please? Okay.
Well, the one coming up in September.
It's Tropical Ambulance. It's closed.
It's closed.
And then she's got On Safari, which she's bought.
Oh, there you go.
And nothing is booked in after that one, Mary.
Yeah, we don't have any.
We don't have any up after On Safari.
On Safari. Our last retreat happens in November.
So, sorry, flat edge brushes. What brand are you using there, Mother?
Not mine.
What were
they come in the brush set with the fan brush.
Marty brushes.
Because they sell them in brush sets, which is amazing because you get the essentials. Oh, hello, Heather. Hi, Chloe. Mary, Dad will send you a message. Promise. Once he gets there.
Yep.
So I'm just coming in, and I don't have too much water on my paintbrush, just because you'll see where I put too much water on it at the beginning. So if you are heavy-handed, you can come in with a piece of paper towel, or what I find is, you can't see this, but my denim pants are like directly this way. So I just rub a little bit of water off, and then I go in and do it, which is an option. So we're going to come in. Oh, good evening, Karen. And what we're going to come in and do is we're going to do another lot of our lovely flowers, I think, over this way with our watercolor, because our prime is mostly dry. It's touch dry. Not
so
really.
You get the 4 brush set for $6.50. That's not bad, really.
Yeah, and it comes with all the essentials.
Fan brush, a flat edge brush,
yeah,
fine brush, and a normal round brush. So
yep, all the essentials.
It's called acrylic series. There you go. I'll just put up a link. I'm just going to talk to Mummy for a second about something.
Okay.
That's very adult of me, isn't it?
Yeah. You're extremely adult. I think Amelia's hiding from eating dinner. She's currently hiding from eating dinner. Because, you know, it's the regular night routine at the Red Shores. So what we're going to come and do is I'm just storing these in purple. And I kind of want to use bright colours with my watercolour tonight. And that is because unfortunately, I didn't leave myself enough time to go and hunt for my alcohol inks before class. I kind of knew I was doing this from Monday onwards, not going to lie. This class is more planned than most of my classes have ever been. Having said that, I didn't go hunting for my alcohol inks until about 5 minutes before I hopped on, and I was already late. So it was the first 4 alcohol inks that I put my hands on that we've got.
If they do look at our alcohol inks and they're out of stock, if they can wish list them, because we're doing an order soon, because obviously we've just been to a craft show and we need to replenish.
There you go, peeps. So if you're looking for and if you're looking to get some more alcohol inks and they're not in stock, just wish list them because we are getting some more in. And where was I going with that? Yeah, so, and because I've got darker colours, well, more brownies, I want to use my bright colours as my base, and then when we do the watercolour technique, it will contrast really nicely and just make some bold moves, I think would be the words. I don't know. My English is minimalistic. Here we go. Oh, see, God, jeez. Lexi's starting young. And then there we go. Alrighty. So there we are, folks. I think we might be done with the flowers for now. We might come back in and do a few more.
Go to sleep with your eyes open there, Chloe.
We're not going to read.
I've got one of them called Amelia.
Yeah. Although she likes sleeping.
Amelia, yes. Except for Sundays.
Yeah, I mean, Amelia doesn't sleep in on Sundays. It's a bit of a rude awakening. Okay, the next color I'm going to come in is use this fluoro green. And yes, I know, green and purple do make mud, but it's okay because my layers are drying in between because we're back in the subtropics. With things dry really quickly, but just don't ask me about the mornings at the moment. It's still cold in the morning, but it's relatively warm in the afternoon, I reckon. Hey, Dad.
It's been beautiful today.
It has. It was.
Actually, I was telling people to make sure they wore a hat when they were going for a walk so they would have sunburn.
However, it was a bit chilly this morning still.
Yeah, I didn't have the heaters on.
At 6 a.m. It's just a little bit.
I think it got to a very chilly 13 degrees here this morning.
Yes, not Amelia could teach Lex to sleep.
Maybe it got to 15 degrees.
Yeah,
It's terrible weather in Glasgow today.
Let me just remind Dad, Pam, that he has to put up the link. Hey, you're missing Pam's message there, mate.
Oh, okay.
Dodgy scribe.
Okay.
I need to upgrade my scribes.
Which stencil was you after?
The hibiscus one.
Right. It's that one,
Yeah, and I'm coming in and I'm doing my butterfly wings. I am a bit heavy-handed, so, you know. I'm not really coming out wingy, but...
I wasn't even checking emails or doing anything else. Just genuinely fluffing.
Yeah, I know. You've learnt how to fluff, Dad.
There goes a butterfly.
There goes a butterfly.
Oh, the big unicorn. Okay. I missed this stencil.
And when you drive, oh, look, a bird.
Oh, I do not do that one.
No.
Conscious.
You are.
Okay, so was this one?
No.
No. What about?
Sorry, I'm just flicking in the stencil. Right. And now we've got those ones there. I think the fluoro is really coming and help, hey. We might come in. I do like that pattern in the wing there. I'm just trying to think. Yeah. I know I shouldn't make noises when I try to think. It ends badly.
I like the photos you get of kids when they're doing athletics carnivals and they're trying their hardest and their tongue's poking out. Not that I have any of those.
Well, I was about to say, we're not really a sporty family, so, you know.
Amelia could teach Lexi to sleep. You have to wake her up first. There you go, Pam. I've got the link up somewhat slow at this, I know.
Somewhat. Jeez. I feel like he's giving himself a compliment there.
You got a compliment?
Dad said he was somewhat slow at something. I think we should just go generally with.
Did you enjoy your dinner? Because if you keep talking, tomorrow night you're cooking.
That's okay. Tomorrow night I'm going for a pool swim.
I got to work tomorrow night. Maybe my back's sorted out.
I finished my part-time job this week. Or for the week anyway.
Yes, the last box of the craft show, walking it out to the car, and I hurt my back. So,
I had a good laugh over it, by the way, people. Like any good daughter.
at least it wasn't on setup day.
No.
That would have kind of been a bit hard.
Oh, yeah. Right. So now we've come in with our orange. We probably do need a heat tool this for it to dry.
You want to heat to it? Oh, I could put up a link for it.
You could, after you get me the heat tool, please. Right, because we just want this base layer to dry before we put another layer on top.
And you're going to use alcohol inks. That means we have to open the doors.
Well, yeah, in a minute, Dad. Like we're gonna do like a real watery background before we put the alcohol inks on, so they can see the full swing of them. If we put like just a little bit of layer, like what we've done here, you won't actually get to see what really happens with it. But yeah.
Yeah, no, you're still back to 20 minutes. At least I had Monday sitting around the airport waiting for airplanes. I wanted to lay down on the floor, but at least we didn't let me.
Nope, she wouldn't. Yes, so yeah, Dad did his back and he agrees with you guys. Gotta tell you right now, it still gives me a good laugh though.
I used to have my back is not as bad as it used to be.
No, that is
lots of exercises to make my back.
That is very true. So what we're gonna come and do is we're gonna come with our page with our spritzer. I'm just making sure this only has water in it. Yes, it does. Thank goodness. So that would have ended a lot differently. And we're just going to come in and give our page a light spray. So the orange is going to move because that was the last layer we put on. And probably a bit of the green. The purple shouldn't move, which means that we'll have less of a problem than what we might with the orange. And
that's your spritzer making that noise. It's sucking in air. That's why it's making that noise.
Oh, okay.
That's the plastic bottle contracting and expanding.
Right, special.
Yeah,
okay.
I agree.
Right, now that we've done that, we're going to come in and we're going to add our colour because we've absolutely drenched the pages. Now I can't decide on colour. Right, we need to go bright. I remember now. We need to go bright. So we're going to come in. And the wetter the page, the better the alcohol effect, the alcohol ink effect's going to be. So here we go. Oh, thank you, Pam. Yeah, I try to get the best photos, but sometimes photos just don't cut it. Right, so we're just going to come in and try and spread that water around because it really just went all to one corner, hey? And we want to add this color in. Obviously my desk is not flat. Well, the art journal isn't flat, either one. It's kind of a moment there, but
Your journals, the very fat and hungry journals.
very fat and hungry journals, yes.
Well-fed journals, sorry.
Uh,
They are pulling down that heat structure over the pool too.
yeah, I know. I got an email about it and I told you about it.
Yeah, no, I drove past today and it pulled all the top off.
Yeah. They're removing the heating from the big 50-meter pool in town because they're nearly done the work on the 25-meter pool.
But the heated 50 was a great idea.
It was.
I thought that was spectacular. Oh, hello, Rosemary.
Oh, hello, Rosemary. I enjoyed the heated 50, but you know what? 25 works just the same.
Well, don't dive into the 25.
I wasn't diving into the 50 either.
It's hard to get dimensions in photo. Yeah, it is. We spend a lot of time trying to take photos on angles. Some work, some don't.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go.
Photographing cards that are like
Oh,
have multiple flip outs is the yeah.
I have started the long
Always an interesting thing.
process of trying to get sketches done for all of Mum's projects, and that is the reason why not many have been put up / none. Ooh, packets. Because yeah, let's just say that card sketches aren't fun.
3 packets.
3 packets. Oh yes, and anyone who has recycled packaging, please send. Right on low.
We'll collect it up. That's a lot of water and you're creating a lot of mud.
Yeah, I need a piece of paper towel. All the water went to one corner and I didn't notice before it was too late, but it's all good. We can fix this. I ain't a nut job. So let me explain to you why this one here pulled and this one here didn't. This page here pulled because we had primed the piece of paper, which means that it didn't actually suck up any of the water that we put on top. It just went all up to the bit that wasn't level, which is this corner up here. Whereas this page here did absorb all the water because we did not prime said page. And now it's ripping because, yeah, paper does have its limits. So there we go. So with that in mind, what we're going to come and do is we are still going to do a little bit more of our colour. We will add our stencils back in, don't worry. Come in and just wet that just a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to stick that so then it's level. Kind of. There we are. And we're going to add our alcohol ink. So with our butterscotch, we're just going to come in and as you can see, it spreads away. So when we put it down, it doesn't mix. It stays as its own independent color. Whereas on the page where there is no water pooling, it just sits everywhere. Making a Father's Day card. Sit down and start making them tomorrow. Oh, smart idea. Yeah. Now, our Father's Day card will be made the morning of Father's Day. Because we are that organized. And it happens the same with the glitter. Whereas, however, with the glitter itself doesn't attract. I'm trying to. the glitter instead gets mixed with the watercolor and it becomes involved with the water. So if you want to get like a marble effect, what you do is you add your glitter alcohol inks, for example A, and then what you do is you just come in, and you can do this with a puffer, or what's it called, a straw. I'm just not doing it tonight because I'm still getting my asthma back to normal after Amelia gave me a lovely cold, which chucked my asthma out for the first time in a very, very long time, which was not fun. So yeah, so that's that. And then what we might come do is we might just add a bit more darker colors. As you can see, this helps you get that bit more of that marble effect, whereas when we do it on this page here, the watercolor doesn't move because the page has absorbed all the ink. So it doesn't matter how much alcohol ink I put on this page, it won't move whatsoever because the page has already absorbed all the watercolor, which means that there is nothing to move there. It's part of the paper now. When I come in, and I'm just going to come in and add a bit more of this glitter. Just get this marble effect, and then I'm going to add some of this glitter over here. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to come in with the heat tool real quick and dry it. We just want to dry some of the water. So then we can come back in and add some darks and lights. Now, you definitely want to leave this to dry by itself when you are doing this at home, because when you heat alcohol ink, the smell gets stronger because you're burning the alcohol. Yes, and it does catch fire, which means this does have a limit point. Not coming back page. We just want to get rid of some of the water that we've got. Yeah, asthma is definitely not the funnest thing to have. Okay. I'm gonna flick that off because it's starting to smell like it burning. Right, so I'm just going to lift this up to show you what it looks like so far. We're just going to come in, paper towel some of that liquid, just because I can't keep drying it or else my paper will actually set on fire from the alcohol ink, which is why you leave this to dry by itself when you do this at home. So we've got those bits there, and what I'm going to come in and do is I'm just going to make my lights lighter and my darks darker and come back in, I think, add definitely the flowers back in just a little bit more again, and maybe a few other patterns, but I'm just going to come with my gesso and a few of these areas just And so I put down where I want my white paint first, and then I add some water to it. So then it just runs a bit more naturally. It will reactivate the watercolor underneath when you add the water, so you don't want to add too much water. You want to make sure it's just a little bit, because don't want all the layers to reactivate, but you just want a little bit so that it mixes and mingles.
That's a washing machine.
Yeah. I'm just going to come in. I just realised I put my head in the video. I'm so sorry about that one.
What do you use to put your paint on?
Paintbrush. Oh, I mean the palette.
Yeah.
It's a palette book. We don't have any in stock currently, but I'm trying to think of what's an alternative. You can use like a sheeting of plastic, like an old clip seal bag, or the Kaiser dyes, if anyone remembers. They came in like these plastic sheets.
That was ages ago with magnets. Now, Kaiser dyes used to come with magnets on them.
Yeah, so those plastic sheets are amazing when it comes to being palettes. But yeah, I use a palette book just because I can rip the sheets off and use them as collage then, or I can put it in the freezer and not worry about it. Because, you know, you can put your acrylic paints in the freezer and they stay. Like they do freeze solid, but you can reactivate them then, which is pretty cool. My grandma taught me that trick. However, she used to have like 80 pallets in the freezer at work.
Yeah.
We used to have a freezer just dedicated to art palettes and paint.
Yeah.
It's quite cool, but yeah. So by coming
My
in,
grandmother also used to paint on top of a washing machine.
yes, well, you know, she's an interesting lady. Yeah, so the freezer is a good trick in case you have extra paint on your palette and stuff like that. You just chuck it in the freezer and pull it out when you need it next time.
Put cling wrap over it.
Put cling wrap over it so it doesn't, you know, obviously get in your food and all the rest of it. Yes, so, you know, just in childhood, those are my memories. Can I have my file stencil back? Right. I'm going to come back in over here. So by adding the lights and darks back in after we do...
Oh, Diane, we're talking about if you've got too much paint left over after class, you can put some cling wrap over your palette.
Yeah, and then put it in the freezer for your acrylic paint.
Lots of people use ice cream container lids.
Yeah. They work marvelously. So, and like it's just a quick trick in case, like, you know, So when it heats up so you pull it out of the freezer and you let it like, melt. Like ice cream, you let it melt. And you add some water on your paintbrushing and you just go in with the paint and it works like a charm. You do have to wait a few minutes though to let it, like melt, I guess you could call it, or sweat. Just so then it stops being a solid. But because it didn't dry with heat, it's reactivated like watercolor.
You just answered Chloe's questions about the reactivating.
Yeah. Well, I hope it did. Yeah, it just saves so much paint and all the rest of it. Oh, that's pretty cool. I just got the outline of that because the alcohol ink pushed it back through the stencil. So the alcohol ink on the base layer there pushed it back through the stencil. So I got the outline instead of the actual shape. That's pretty cool. Wasn't even tried for that.
Do you know Brett Mason?
Paint palette saver.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just put too much paint out and you can't get it back in the tubes.
Yeah, you just can't get it back in. So definitely suggest when I was living in Brisbane, I had in my fridge I had three in my freezer I had 3 drawers in it. And I didn't need all 3 drawers, so I just used one of the drawers as like the one that I had my paint palette in, so I didn't bother to cling wrap them. But yeah, definitely cling wrap if yours is going to be around food. Come in with some water. Add a little bit more of my purple there. Sounds like coming out of that flower. And where's that fluoro green? Yeah, and like honestly, sometimes you think you're going to use so much of one color and then you don't use enough. Like you don't use it all, and you're like, oh, maybe should have been a little bit more sparing, but that's okay. Just chuck it in the freezer.
Of course, want feedback. What do you want to say? Better snacks?
Yeah, small plane. No leg room. Let's be honest here. We flew back from Melbourne on a very small plane.
I saw it in one of these surveys. It looked like it was a really small survey. It turned like 50 pages.
That's why I'm going to let you do our flight survey. Then I won't have to answer it. There goes some freezer space. Yes.
They both looked old.
Yep.
Well, he looks old, just like the lady looks old. They look like the same old. And
He has to wear a wig.
he wears a wig. Well, that seems a bit weird.
Yes. It's a man wig.
Why do you want a Qantas website?
I'm doing their feedback survey because it looked like it was going to be easy.
Well, that's more for you.
Yes.
That's why he's filling out our feedback
I don't
survey.
know why you're doing the feedback survey because we didn't put the tickets in your name, dude.
It's my email.
Oh no, I didn't give him your email for your.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Same as the Quest. I just did their feedback survey too. I must be getting mature doing feedback surveys.
Yeah, that's why you cling wrap the palette so then the paint doesn't end up in anything.
You're going to get the hint here. I've just done like a bit of a pattern.
Oh god.
Bit of a zigzag.
Doing feedback surveys does not make you an adult.
Doesn't it?
Nope. Teenagers do that for money. Heads up if you're looking for money, just fill out a bunch of surveys. Okay. I know that sounds dodgy, but it's actually true. You can just fill out a bunch of surveys. Anyway,
Oh, what do I put about the tagging fields?
let's see. I am just going to pull out some paint because I've got a bit of a watering mess. Well, it's a bit wet, so I'm just going to pull out some paint and get that on there. Oh, you did a survey for the maintenance on your company. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Could get a free watch from doing this.
The likelihood of that is
Zero.
okay. I'm glad that you're not.
I could put your grandmother on a flight. One way.
That we are live. Right. Sorry about that. My father in the background contemplating his options. Who knows? We might be one family member short next week. Oh, you don't get terrible service from them. That doesn't make any sense. You filled out their surveys. You should get great service.
I'm just doing funny patterns in this.
That's a dodgy.
How many pages in this?
Dad has been sucked into finishing off the survey.
The quest one was like 49 pages.
Sounds like the Qantas one is very similar.
At the end, I put your survey is too long.
Suppose so, but still. You at least filled out the survey. That's better than half the people.
Oh, yeah.
Right, here we go. So I'm just coming in and I'm drawing some diamonds, as you can see. Very well. It's okay, they don't have to look realistic. And it's just for the shape. We're going to come and do
I don't think I'd let your grandmother do a survey on the place where she lives. Not after the gardener cut her what do you call it, desert roses back to sticks. I was not very happy.
I wasn't there that week for that conversation.
Don't go up to the front of her gardens because she'll very loudly point out about the carnage that is her desert roses. You treat them like roses.
My grandmother loves her desert roses. Right, so we just... Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, Karen has some feedback that you need to put in your survey, Dad. I'll make sure he puts it in for you, mate. Thank you, Diamond B. Yeah, so basically with these diamonds, what I'm coming and doing is, I'll lift it up in a second so you can see. By me just putting in this color and adding water to the outlines and basically... No, I'm covering a fair chunk of my page. I do know that. But if I just come and show you, by covering a fair amount, I'm just trying to get some of this thickness out of the paint. we're covering a fair amount. It just gives space in between all the bright colours, and it gives you a bit like of a rest. Oh shit, I'm my paintbrush now, which I didn't want. And then what I want to do is I want to come in here, up, not in, up here, and I'm just going to add them to this point here. What this will do is it will just balance out the heaviness that we've put over here now. And I know this is, we're using acrylic paint for this, just so then it doesn't mix with the watercolor. Just gives it that body that you need, because watercolor I find can be very translucent and apparent, which is okay, but I do want this page to have a bit more kick in it than what the watercolor was giving me. So I've just come in and I've done the acrylic paint, and by doing that it means that it's not going to mix too much with the bottom layers and the alcohol ink isn't going to re-rise. So come over here and do one here, just one. Go, and then we're going to come in with our watercolor pencil of Rose Madder, and it will look, actually no, that won't look similar. Where's the other one? Lilac. So it looks similar to our hibiscus, and I'm just going to come in and where's my thin paintbrush, because the page is still wet. I'm going to have to tip this. There it is. Right, here's my thin one. So I'm just going to come in, tip my paintbrush to the top of my watercolor pencil. Work it a bit more. Go, sorry. Tipping to tipping it. Coming in and I don't know why I'm actually the right colour for that. Hold up. I really do need that rose colour. Or we need the purple. Maybe the purple will work better. Purple probably will work a bit better. Yeah. Yes, it is the Art by Marlene journal I'm using. It has beautiful watercolor paper in it, and I like it because it's got the binder in it, which means I can remove pages if I want to, and we can take pages out and then art on them and then put them back in. It also means that you can use a bit more of a thicker layer of, trying to think the word, of collage, because you can use like flares and all the rest of it because you've got a bit of gap in your spine and all the rest of it, and you don't have to do any spine work because it's a binder. Saves you all that effort. Beautiful. Right, here we go. So just by coming back in, the paintbrush, these lines just become a little bit more apparent or visible. Here you go. And I'm going to come up here and do this section.
Yeah, I know.
What's that? What are you doing? Oh, you should probably play the piano. It's Battle Los Angeles. Ow.
There we go.
I've returned.
Oh, really? Be happy to know that not much has happened.
Well, looks like a bit's happened.
When did you leave my ass? I kind of lost track.
Yeah, that happens. Do you still put gesso on it as well?
So we put gesso on this page, which is why the alcohol ink technique works so well with the watercolor. But I am not gonna put gesso probably over the top of it, because then everything will go missing. I might use a little bit of gesso just to highlight some things, but I use gesso more as white paint just because it has a bit more body to it and it stays opaque for longer when I add water to it, and I'm very much a heavy-handed type person, so I'm going to add extra water to things by accident, but I don't mean to.
I lost my string. Okay, I'll put up a link for your channel.
But yeah, oh no, so I don't normally put gesso on my paper first for this one. I only do it when I do like a super wet technique like tonight, just so then like it definitely doesn't stain through. But no, you don't need to prime the pages first. It's good quality watercolor paper
What journal is that? Is it the perfect size? Ring bound 19 by 25?
I believe so. It's,
Nearly A4, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or just a little bit bigger than A4. Maybe it's nearly A4. I don't know. What's the other size?
I am pretty good at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to know it's not very close. The other one is 12.5 by 18.
So which one's bigger?
The 19 by 25.
Well, that's the one I'm using then.
And then there's a 23 by 30. Yours doesn't look 30 centimetres. Here's a rule. How about we measure it? Measuring the cover, dear.
Oh no, it's 30 centimetres.
Whoops. I'll put up the link for the right one. Sorry about that, peeps. I'm all over this.
Yep, you are, Dad. Not.
Thursday.
I'm just brutally honest.
I can tell. Written on the back of the book. Thanks,
Is it?
Chloe.
Oh, the artist size. There you go.
Thanks, Chloe. Yeah, you should scribe, Chloe. Okay. Subby this up. I'll let you know about the commission scheme later. It's very lousy.
The commission scheme. I've never been offered commission. And I'm a better scribe than you. Right, here we go. I'm just going to come in and add, I guess you could call it a Great Lake pattern.
I remember seeing it on the books. There you go. Why did my link not work? Oh, dearie doctor.
Looks like you're going to have to go back in and edit that one, Dad.
Yeah.
Family members don't get commission. Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Let's see if that link works. Oh, someone's found the tropical links. Hey, look at that. I'm pretty good at these linky doody things. I gotta find my emails from Noah's camp this week. Noah's school has put on a camp during exam week.
It's the Dices, Dad, not
It's a
Noah's school.
leadership camp, so yes.
It's the Dices. It's not the actual school.
Well, I need to send that bishop a message. This bishop's in service day stuff tomorrow. We have to have our own kids. Hey. Oh, crackers.
Yeah, well, you know, they can help pack retreat kits, so I wouldn't be sending a complaint too much.
Okay.
They're going to help.
Did you put my email address on your youth summit thing?
Why? What did they send?
No, it's a Christmas street party, but they're advertising their youth summit. Our council's going to have a Christmas street party.
Oh, that's just an email signature. I didn't get accepted to go to that.
Didn't you?
Nope.
Wow.
It's all good. It's probably full. Righty, here we go. I did register late. So there's that lot there. Just adds a bit of detail to it.
That's looking pretty cool, eh?
Thanks.
I've got the windows and doors open, so we're not getting high as sky.
Exactly, Diane. I am blessed to be a part of my wonderful family. They love me so much. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, so I'm just coming in and I'm adding these details while I've got my watercolor tip activated with my paintbrush going on top of them. I'm just using my fine paintbrush as well. Thanks, Diane B. Yeah, I know. I need to actually get on to make some vellums and tissue papers. Some vellums and rice papers, I mean, it just takes a while. Oh, thank you, Diane D. I've come up with a labeling system. See? There's benefits to staying home alone. Get to craft all the time. Well, most of the time, sometimes I do housework. What we're going to do is we're going to come out. Yeah, and add a lot to it. And then I might come over here and do
So I haven't. Oh, no one's going to get me. I haven't liked any posts.
Come on. Oh, thanks, Diane B. I am gonna get on to designing some more rice papers that match Mum's ranges specifically, so then you guys can use them not only in your mixed media but also in your cards and scrapbooking pages as well. Just takes a bit of time. And a bit of energy. Okay, and then, well, not really. I just need to get onto it. And then I'm going to come in with my white. Mhm.
I like rice papers. They're nice and light when you put a heap of them in a box.
You just think of postage, don't you, Dad?
Yeah.
As soon as you see an item, you're like, postage.
Postage goes up in 2 days' time. Not our postage, but Australia Post. So if you send stuff with Australia Post, embrace yourself.
I wonder if they're going to improve the service.
What survey are you filling out? Hey?
Well, I'm just wondering if we're paying extra. I'd like to know if they're going to improve the service.
Goodness gracious.
It's just a quick question, or if they're going to pay their staff a bit more. You know?
Oh, Chloe. You're in for a hard time with that one. What is service yet? Yeah, I think Australia Post is trying to make up the national deficit to help the government out.
You know. There we go. That might come in.
There you go. Mary's worked out to do the smart TV.
Yeah.
She's Mr. Marlene. She was the tech whiz. Yeah.
No.
Holy Mary, I don't know what to say. They're done.
We all miss her.
Yeah. Actually, we ran into some other ladies from Tassie. I should have got those ladies' names. Ain't you, Mary? I spoke to some ladies from Tassie on the weekend, Mary, that knew you. That's really helpful, isn't it?
That doesn't sound stalkerish at all.
They only said good things about you, Mary.
Oh my gosh. I would not say that outside of anyone who doesn't know you.
Paying for the COVID payments at the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I am using a cotton ball tip. It's just to make some green circles. So I'm dipping it in water and then rubbing it in my watercolor and then dotting it down because I just think we need to bring this green a little bit more into the front. And it's just a little bit too wet for us now to put a stencil on the page, and I don't feel like waiting for it to dry. As we're going to be here for like another 40 minutes.
Oh, there you go. Mary knows who it was. It was a photo of her in our booth. There you go.
Look at that. It's less stalkerish by the minute.
I'm pretty good at this social stuff, eh?
Yeah, 100%. Just want to know why you picked photos of me that all look like I'm ready to... Some of them
Some of those posts I did without my glasses on.
are just questionable, some of those photos. I like looked at them and I'm like, geez, I should have not, yeah.
Working on a phone without glasses is interesting.
Just brings confidence.
Didn't have my big monitors. Yeah, Australia Post, they get it right 99% of the time. They are, what do I tell people, they're the best of a bad bunch that we can utilise.
Exactly.
We do use them, they do get our parcels there. Most times promptly.
Which is the main thing, like they do arrive.
I don't like, however, but because we're based regionally, they charge us more for every little thing than what people in the capital spend.
Yeah, we pay a lot extra.
we can't get the tiers of discount, even though we send more parcels. But maybe they'll change that in the future. I did put that on a survey. Did not, but
2 days every time. Jeez.
yeah, some people, and that's the same as Lismore. Gladstone to Lismore is 2 days every time.
That's an amazing service considering Lismore. Isn't that in a different state? Dad?
Yeah, Lismore is in a different state.
Holy poo.
Got their delivery the next day, yeah. I don't know how the place we buy our printing inks does it, but we can order printing inks at midday today, and they're delivered by Star Trek Australia Post the next day. Every time. It's the Australia Post guy that delivered it today, wasn't it? Yeah.
Thanks. I wouldn't know. I was at work. I was out the
I
back.
come out of Sydney, and yeah, it's always the next day. I really don't know how they do. They must have a very high rate and get promised. Express, but it's never express written on the box or anything. It's just
Maybe they just have an excellent postie in the area.
Yes, the retreat papers did arrive today, Sandra. Holy crackers! If they hadn't, Elisa was going to have a mental meltdown.
Yes, they have arrived, and you'll get a sneak peek tomorrow.
Tomorrow in our, what do we call that? The weekly update?
Weekly rundown.
The weekly rundown. We're going to do a weekly rundown tomorrow because we're in store and not dying of flu. Weekly roundup. Weekly roundup.
Oh, that's it. Rundown, roundup. Same thing.
Yeah. At least we'll give you a sneak peek then.
Yes, a great postie does help heaps.
Yeah.
Right, so we are nearly done. I'm just coming in, and I added some of my alcohol ink back in because I did lose a little bit of it in my layers. And I have come in, and I'm just adding some whites with my finger, rubbing it just in a few areas, mainly around the edges, because I just want it to pop just a little bit more than what it is. And then what I think I might do is, oh, Maddie's in, Dad.
Yeah, we'll shut the window.
Have you fed her?
No, I don't know if it's fed or not. That's not a job.
Oh, dear Lord Jesus Christ. Right, here. Sorry about that.
I'll ask him after class.
Yeah, you do that. I just
She's
was.
not whinging, so more than likely, yes.
I'm betting with a no. I know my younger brother.
Wow. Like all 16-year-old boys here, they have far better things to do than the jobs they're given.
Yeah, that does seem to be the way, hey. I've had 2 brothers, and yet it still surprises me. It shouldn't.
It should not surprise you that boys are easily distracted.
I also have a father that proves that every day.
Hang on.
No, I love you being my scribe.
It's alright. You haven't seen the links I'm putting up. Kmart New Zealand. Do that once and you never live it down.
Oh my gosh.
Mary said, looks fantastic. Have to say good night. Take care.
Oh, night, Mary. I'm
See you,
nearly
Mary.
done, I promise. Sorry. Took us a bit of overtime because we did start a few minutes late. Sorry about that, people. And the price of their toys. Oh my gosh, that is so true.
I thought you and I were friends.
Sandra's has ripped the band-aid off there. Radio. So I'm waving this thing around, which I shouldn't be. Thank you all for coming tonight. This is our page. So as you can see, the alcohol ink and watercolor. They don't blend. They just leave splotches, which you then have to mix it in. So thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed the technique of watercolor and acrylic. We did do a few layers over top. Just, we always do that with our techniques, though, to make a full page because it has to look complete. And I'm very happy with this one, actually, which is quite nice. But thank you all for coming. Don't forget that tomorrow we have our weekly roundup.
Yep, and then tomorrow night, Mum is doing a class with, I don't know what yet.
At 7 p.m. So be around for I don't know what at 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
And tomorrow morning it will be
Sometime will be a miracle when it happens. But thank you all for coming, and I shall see you next week on Thursday for another mixed media art journal page, because we are flying through this journal and we haven't had to do one single spine job yet because it's a binder. I love this. Right. See you all next week and have a wonderful week. Bye.